A drone strike in the Caspian Sea, a cargo ship in flames, a warning from Tehran. Two wars, drifting closer by the day, and Washington is watching closely. Patriot missiles are now on the table. Is this the spark that sets off something far bigger? Kyiv's attack on an Iranian military cargo ship in the Caspian Sea has brought the conflict to the brink of a collision, where threats from Tehran could result in a World War III-style showdown to defeat Putin. The vessel was part of a supply line Russia has relied on since 2022 to import Shahed drones and missiles from Iran. The strike marked the first direct clash between Kyiv and Tehran since the war began. For Iran, this move was hostile and criminal, which cannot go unanswered. This raises the risk of the two conflicts becoming entangled. But what is on the table for the US? Ukraine holds the key to that puzzle. While talking to The Sun, Dr. Richard Arnold, an Eastern European security expert, shared how Ukraine may be positioning itself as an anti-Iran shield.
Ukraine wants to be in Trump's good books. Trump has shown a lot of frustration with NATO allies who have not come to his aid, and it appears Zelensky's almost trying to say, look, we're the better partner than your NATO partners. Zelensky is trying to build up the image of Ukraine as the Israel of Eastern Europe.
Adding on to this analysis, Professor Mikhail Alexeyev, a political science expert at San Diego University, said Kyiv's technical support to the US to counter Iranian Shahed drones is a calculated move to drum up support in Washington.
For Ukraine, it's very important to have the United States on its side. Ukraine needs to show Trump that it has the cards. This is one of the cards, that it can help the United States prevail in achieving objectives in Iran with its nuclear program suppressed and ensuring security in the Strait of Hormuz.
Moreover, Zelensky revealed that Russia has been feeding Tehran satellite intelligence to strike American military bases in the Gulf. The Ukrainian leader has pledged to share the intel with Washington after ambitions of both states are aligned.
There is a clear correlation between Russia's satellite imagery of these sites and Iranian strikes, both before the attacks, in preparation for them, and afterwards to assess the damage inflicted. None of us in the world should turn a blind eye to one very simple fact. Evil always seeks ways to make things worse and spread further. Russia must be stopped. This war must be stopped. Pressure on the aggressor must work.
Ukraine's efforts are finally reaping results. At the NATO summit in Ankara, Trump said he would grant Ukraine the game-changing license to build state-of-the-art Patriot missile interceptors. However, the growing alignment between Washington and Kyiv comes with its own risk. To balance out the power dynamics, Putin could pile up more support behind Iran and deepen the conflict, pushing it down the path of escalation. Alexeyev points out how Russia's war was a much broader international conflict from the get-go.
We have seen the way that Russia aligned its forces, counting on economic support from India and China, on military support with Shahed drones and ballistic missile technology from Iran, with troops and artillery ammunition from North Korea. Wars, particularly involving great powers, rarely can be contained on a regional scale.
Putin's biggest constraint right now is Russia's weakening war machine. Russia has suffered 1.4 million casualties since invading Ukraine in 2022, including an estimated 500,000 deaths. To deal with this challenge, Moscow deployed thousands of North Korean troops, and Parliament allowed even the most hardened criminals to be drafted. Zelensky has warned that Putin may order a fresh mobilization after September's elections, as a response to Ukraine's deep strike operations on Russian infrastructure. While Putin's ambitions may have stalled for now, owing to cracks on the Russian front, Alexeyev adds that more needs to be done to force him to backtrack.
Putin is very stubborn, and Russia is a big, resourceful, rich country. The pressure signals moves in the right direction, but it's not yet enough. a lot more has to be done, both in terms of supporting Ukraine with greater capabilities and in terms of repositioning globally against Russia.
Whether Zelensky's gamble pays off in Washington or not, one thing is for sure. The line separating the two wars is getting thinner, and neither side shows any sign of stepping back. Ukraine wants to build one of America's most powerful air defense missiles. Donald Trump says not so fast. Just days after signaling support for the idea, the US president is now casting doubt over whether Washington will allow Kyiv to produce Patriot interceptor missiles, raising fresh questions over one of Ukraine's biggest defense priorities. In a phone interview with the Financial Times, Trump said he had not yet decided whether the United States would grant Ukraine a license to manufacture Patriot surface-to-air interceptor missiles.
We're looking at it. It's a very extraordinary weapon, and we have to be a little bit careful of who we license to. We don't really license equipment.
Trump further told the Financial Times that his attention was focused on ending Russia's war in Ukraine, adding that his two envoys, Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff, would visit Ukraine for the first time in the coming days.
Very simply put, we want the war in Ukraine with Russia ended. I'm not looking for missiles. We're looking for peace.
Trump's remarks come just 2 days after his meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House, where the issue of Patriot missile production featured prominently in their discussions. Following the meeting, Zelensky described the talks as positive and said Trump had accepted that the United States would provide Ukraine with licenses for Patriot interceptor production. On July 28th, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with executives from US defense company Lockheed Martin in Washington. The Ukrainian presidency said the talks also covered cooperation on Patriot air defense systems and other military capabilities, adding that both sides were working on specific solutions to move toward co-production. The Patriot air defense system remains one of Ukraine's most important military assets, playing a critical role in intercepting Russian ballistic missiles targeting Kyiv and other cities. Lockheed Martin and RTX currently produce Patriot interceptors. Despite the uncertainty surrounding missile production, Trump insisted his primary objective remained ending the war between Russia and Ukraine. Beyond Ukraine, Trump addressed several other major international issues. Referring to Iran following its recent attacks across the Middle East, he declared,
We are beating the hell out of them.
The American president also expressed optimism that the United States would finalize its landmark civil nuclear agreement with Saudi Arabia, and said discussions on normalizing diplomatic relations between Saudi Arabia and Israel remained active following conversations with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. For Ukraine, however, the immediate focus remains the Patriot missile. With Russian missile attacks continuing and Kyiv seeking greater self-reliance in defense production, Trump's hesitation leaves one of Ukraine's most important military ambitions hanging in the balance.